fingers crossed this one doesn't drop out. Fingers crossed. Ironically, I generally get, so I don't know what went wrong. Okay, hopefully. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Lexi. Hello, Sally. Just going to have, this is water. I think it needs to be vodka or gin after that, but it's water. Can everybody hear me all right? Let me know where you are in the world or in the UK. You've got to love it when the first thing... Good, I'm glad that's better, Wendy. I don't know why it suddenly dropped out. I had a half-decent Wi-Fi signal for a change. I'm hoping, well, I may see if I can get a Wi-Fi signal booster. I've tried them before and they've always been rubbish. Oh, Victoria and Australia. So things hopefully are calming down for you. I think you're getting some relaxation of your lockdown. I mean, some substantial relaxation of your lockdown. Hello, Sally from the New Forest. I love the New Forest. I remember going on lots of family holidays to the New Forest. Gosh, I'm old enough that I remember when my parents bought a caravan, as in a trailer caravan, when I was about 3.5 or 4. They decided that they had a choice of either getting a hi Jeanette, either getting a caravan or going to the same B&B in Eastbourne for a week each year. Hi Jan. So we got a caravan, and I remember, oh good, things have arrived. I remember when you were allowed to camp actually in the forest, not on a caravan park or campsite. And I remember being woken up in the morning by New Forest ponies getting all frisky. Absolutely better than a second wave. Hello, Una from Falkirk. So any of you who are existing customers, you've got exciting things coming to you. I posted catalogues yesterday afternoon, and apparently some of them have already arrived, which is great. And I finally managed to get out my thank you gifts. Yes, it's very different now, Sally. I mean, good in a way, but not. So yes, I finally managed to get my thank you gifts out. They did take a while. Things are still quite slow coming out of Germany. So yes, I mean, I don't think they're not slow coming out of Germany. They're slow coming out of the warehouse. I haven't checked this morning to see how many orders are still backed up. Nora, I think your latest order has gone. Hi, Mary. But I haven't checked today. But yours, Nora, I think shipped yesterday or the day before. Must have been yesterday or Saturday, because they were working on Saturday. They tell us, morning Margaret, they tell us that they're going to be up to date with orders come the end of this week. I'm not holding my breath. I just, yeah, I'm a little sceptical about that, but who knows? who knows? What I would say is that things are probably likely to get a bit bad on the 3rd of June, because of course that's when the lovely new catalogue, this is all I can show you, the lovely new catalogue goes live on the 3rd of June. So I have a sneaking suspicion that if, sorry, I'm here, your pre-order came yesterday, Jan. Excellent. So yes, I think demonstrators will be putting in more orders on the 3rd of June, because we were only allowed to pre-order from a fairly small selective list, and of course customers will be able to order. So yes, lots of lovely goodies. I was quite controlled with my pre-order, although there are a couple of things I might sneak in just in case. In a couple of days, we'll see. But yes, it has arrived. It's lovely. I'm trying to get samples done. We're not using any of it today, but I might give you a sneak peek of something that's coming later today on my website. Sorry that there wasn't a Top Tip Tuesday this morning. Life just got ahead of me. It's mad. Everyone seems to be saying how much time they've got. No. And with getting catalogues out and thank you gifts and all that good stuff. And I then very carefully planned to have enough stamps to put on my catalogues, and there were quite a lot of catalogues. The most I've ever had to send out, which is no bad thing, but it was a lot of stamps and a lot of higher mathematics, because I had to make up, I think it was £1.83 out of stamps. And I think there were none that had fewer than 4 stamps, and some of them had 6 on the catalogues. So yes, I pre-planned that so that I could then put them in the envelopes and just put them in our local post box. Well, they wouldn't fit in our local post box because we've only got a small village, so we have those very small boxes on a stick rather than the big round ones. So that didn't work, so I drove to the next village which has a proper post box, and they wouldn't go in that either. So I then had to go into the post office in the village, the other side of the Thames, and ask them for a bag to put all my post in. So if you get your catalogue and it's not been franked, I think that might be why. Anyway, it is now 11:05. Couple of bits of housekeeping. There will be a prize draw later, which will be for the stamp set that I showed you 2 weeks ago, which is the Sending Thoughts stamp set from Celebration. So that's today, the giveaway that we're going to draw today. There will also be another giveaway, which I'll draw in 2 weeks' time. So if you're in the UK or have a UK address, then you will get the prize that I show you. If you're overseas, I've got some digital content that I will post, as in email you, because to post things around the world does get rather expensive, and at the moment I am trying to avoid the post office. So yes, so instead of whatever I've got physical, I will we can talk about some digital content instead, because I've got lots of tutorials that you can choose from. So that's that. I am still waiting for 444 an address from Marilyn Skorker. You won the prize last week, and I still don't have your address. So if you can email me and let me know how to get hold of you, that would be fantastic. My email address is on my website, and that is linked from this page. Last few bits of housekeeping. Live means if you've got a red box that says live, then we're live. And if you leave a comment, I will try and pick those up. I can't see the camera absolutely. Sorry, someone's just dropped something off for me and I don't know what it is, but they're socially distancing, so that's fine. Hi Wendy. So yes, if there is a box in the top left hand corner that says live, I will try and respond to your comments as they come through. If there is no box in the top left hand corner, it means you're watching a replay, and therefore leave a comment please and I will get back to you, but it won't be live because it's not got the live. And if you're watching on YouTube, then it won't be a live stream because it's on YouTube and this is recorded on Facebook, but I do share it to YouTube later in the week. Okay, so we're going to go and do that whole let's get woozy, because I'm going to turn the camera around. So I'm going to see if someone has suggested that if I flip the camera and then stick a sticky note over it, or rather stick a sticky note over my back camera and then do it, it might be better. So here we go. Oh yes, you just get lots of blue because I chose a blue sticky note. I'm going to have to take it off before we finish adjusting, but at least hopefully that at least means you don't get that hole. Here is my ceiling. Right. Can I get that out of the way? That doesn't look too bad. I'm just going to check over on my screen, which is, oh no, that's all right. Okay, super splendid. Right, okay, so I've got a few things to share with you today. They're mostly quick things, and I've just realised I can't find one of them. Oh yes, no, I found it. Okay, so I spotted a you know, I can't actually see the comments now. However, so sorry, I can't see the comments. Right, so what was I going to say? Oh yes, so I saw a video this morning that was a recording of one of our $1 Million Achievers crafting with Sarah Douglas, our CEO, as part of her $1 Million Achiever reward. I'm going to see if I can find the video again because I can't for the life of me remember who it was. But she did a fantastic little gift set and I thought I would share that with you. I'm using different products, but they are not new. Sorry, they are not new products. But so this is for a gift card holder. So I've got 4 note cards, not gift card, note card holder. And I'm also going to combine it with another technique that, not really a technique, another thing that a demonstrator in New Zealand, and again, I've got to see if I can find the video, shared on YouTube. So we'll start with that. So I've got 4 note cards. These are the note cards and envelopes that come in the packs of 20. I've got some bits of Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper, which are cut at slightly odd measurements. Now, once upon a time I had a ruler on my desk, but as ever my desk looks like a bomb's landed in it. It's because I've been packing catalogues and thank you gifts. Right, ruler. So note cards and envelopes are, when they're folded properly, 3.5 by 5 inches. So I've cut my Designer Series paper at 3.25 by 5.5. That it's not going to stay that size, but this is the magic thing she did. It's amazing. So you take your paper and you just rip it. And you can tidy it up a bit if you want, if it's too untidy for you. And then you just stick one piece on top of the other. It's so easy, but it's so effective. So yes, so that's what we're doing. Isn't that just simple? So I'm going to, I don't normally, actually I'm going to, no I am. I'm going to fold my note cards first. I'm not normally a great fan of folding my note cards before I do anything with them, because it then means you've got to work on something that's flapping in the breeze. But I'm going to be rash. So all you then do is pop snail or liquid adhesive on the back of your larger piece and pop that down. so that it's sort of square. And then you get your smaller piece and you basically do the same thing. Now you can either tear towards you or away from you, depending on whether you want the white showing. I was intending to do it the other way around, but hey, when did I ever do anything I was intending to do? So quite a few of my team are on this call, so just while I remember, we have a team meeting this evening. I have emailed and stuff, but we're doing it on Zoom rather than on Facebook tonight, so do remember that. Right, I'm just going to, no, don't, yes I do. I'm just going to colour in. I stamped this earlier. It's from the matching stamp set, which is Good Morning Magnolia. This is a bundle. It's a two-piece set, a two stamp set. It's a bundle with the Magnolia Memories dies. Now, someone got really quite concerned that I kept my dies in my box and with the sharp edge facing, and it was very kind of her to point it out, but they're not sharp. So, yeah, I'm not too fussed because they're not sharp. But I was very happy for her to let me know that she was concerned. I think that was very kind of her. Anyway, I've got Petal Pink, Dark Blend, Light Blend. I've stamped in Memento because I'm using blends, and then Light. So this is the small Magnolia. Obviously, it's small. So that's the really difficult colouring for that. Then for the, oh, big end, never mind. For the leaves, I'm using Mossy Meadow, which is the green that is in the paper. So it is part of the suite. Can everyone see all right? Oh, Christine, I think I'm right in saying happy birthday. Am I right in saying happy birthday? Is it your birthday? Or was it yesterday? I'm sure it was you who I saw. It was their birthday. I've been rushing around like a demented animal this morning, just for a change. And I need to do all my happy birthdays. But if it is your birthday today, many happy returns. So I've got a piece of the Petal Pink vellum that is in the Perennial Essence suite. I think it's still available. All the papery things are going to be selling out, so do please check. And I'm just sticking that onto the back of my Magnolia, just with some snail. And that is most of it done, other than I've got the sentiment from, or one of the sentiments, which is Enjoy Today, which I thought would be fun just to have as a little bit as well. So let's stamp that there. And pop that aside. Let me just get my classic label punch. There it is. I love this punch. I'm fascinated that someone has dropped something off with me. I have no idea what it is. Anyway, right, so I'm going to pop that there. Then I'm going to pop that. Actually, I might there, I think. Because obviously the whole point is that you can see the doofer, the tear. That's the word I'm looking for. So, dimensional. Probably only need one on the back of that. Pop that down, and then I've lost my gooey scissors. I have some scissors that I use for adhesive and I can't find them. It clearly is time that I cleaned up my craft room. So that I'm going to pop can't decide where to put it. Used to be indecisive. I'm going to put it right down at the bottom. That's all right. So that's one done. Obviously, we would like to have a nice, pretty envelope. So I've got a spare piece of the paper and some envelopes. So all you do for your pretty envelope is, now this is just a little trick. I want it that way. This is the straight edge, just so you know. I just cut roughly on the other edge. Let's get rid of those because I don't need them at the moment. And then you simply, if you use your designer series paper as your scrap, if you like, it means you can run right along with your snail and not worry, because it won't stick to things it's not meant to stick to. And again, this is the straight edge, so I'm going to use that to just run some more snail and just make sure, particularly that round bit, you know, on the edge of the flap, just make sure that is absolutely ping on. And then get your envelope, close it, and I find it easier to do. Oh, I wanted it that way up, actually. Oh, so that's really good, apart from the fact you should have used it the other way up. 'Twas ever thus. There we go. And then all you have to do is scooch round now. Next week, hopefully, it may or may not work, but I may have my new webcam all set up, so that might even be better, because then I can plug straight into the Wi-Fi and or into the router, and it'll be all nice. Anyway, so there we go. That is our first card. Now, I have done some of the envelopes already, but bearing in mind they're actually really quick to do, this is rather, I want to show you just how quick it is to put a little set of note cards together. So I've got the 3 others ready to go. So am I the only person that's going to miss Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper? Because I love it. So is anyone else going to miss it? So I've got another of the patterns, and yes, that should be right. Again, just going to tear it. You don't want it to be a massive tear, just to kind of tear. So is anyone else going to miss Magnolia Lane? Let me know. Send some hearts or something to let me know if you're going to miss it. Or if actually you really don't like it, maybe send me the laugh. Just so that we can see who's going to miss Magnolia Lane, because I love it. Jan likes it, Jackie likes it. So it's not just me then. I think it's just one of the prettiest sets that we've had. And the fact that you could get it in bulk packs was just wonderful, which meant you could get more of the same pattern. That was a real plus. Oh, I should let you know I am still planning on a new card kit. So like the bee kit, I'm hoping to have that ready before the end of this week, as in ready to advertise before the end of this week. Fingers crossed. So I've already stuck and coloured my Magnolia, because you don't need to see me do that twice. What I haven't done is the sentiment. So let me just grab my scrap and my ink pad. I'm going to need another scrap, but that's fine. I have more scraps. So I've just seen my husband walk past this little pile of goodies that someone has left me and ignored them. I love him to bits, but good grief. He hasn't even touched them. Never mind, eh? Men. Men. So let me just punch those out and then we can continue our conveyor belt. And this one. I'm so pleased this punch is carrying over. It is one of the most useful punches I think we have got. So I would be very, very sad if it were to go. Right, edge pieces. So 1, 2, 3 edge pieces. 1. So, if you're in the UK, I hope you have got your sun cream ready. You've got a pack. Excellent. Whoops, sorry about the angry icon. It was a mistake. Fortunately, Wendy, I didn't see it, but I don't mind if you use an angry icon. Maybe it's angry because you're going to be sorry that it's going. I know you wouldn't ever do anything nasty because you're not that sort of person. You're a nice person. What was I saying? Oh, yes. If you're in the UK, certainly if you're in the southeast, do get your sun cream out, ready for Wednesday, as in tomorrow. 27 degrees! And then on Thursday, thunderstorms. You know, it's kind of classic in the UK that we do this. We have hot weather one day and thunderstorms the next. Or it always used to be you have 3 days of sun and then a thunderstorm. So if we count yesterday as a sunny day, which it was because I was in the garden, so it must have been sunny. I'm definitely a fair weather gardener. Then today is a nice day and tomorrow is supposed to be Scorchio. So why wouldn't we have thunder on Thursday? And frankly, my garden could do with it because it is really dry. And it's all very well watering. And we are fortunate that, well, we're sort of fortunate. When we moved into the house, it didn't have a water meter. And with just 2 of us here, and it is a ridiculous size house for the 2 of us, the water rates were eye-watering, pardon the pun. So we asked if we could have a water meter, to which the answer was no, because they couldn't find anywhere to put it. So we're now on a reduced water rate. So we pay less for our water rates here without a water meter than we did at our smaller house before we moved up from Twickenham. Hi Audrey. I've remembered your live. Yay! It's not nice up with you. Okay. Well, I know you had... Weren't there parts of Scotland that had snow last week? Or am I imagining it? Didn't I hear that parts of Scotland had snow? Right, so that goes with... So that's the envelope for that one. I think I'm right in here that I heard that. We've had rain the last 2 days. Oh, I am sorry, Margaret. Right, so this is the last of these, and then I'm going to make a little container for them. And the container, so this is the technique I saw the New Zealand demonstrator use. This whole just cutting something slightly larger and tearing it. And then the holder is the video that I watched with Sarah Douglas. It is on YouTube, and it went live about a month ago, but I cannot for the life of me remember which of the $1 Million Achievers it was. I will, as I say, I'll try and look back. Hopefully it'll be in my watch history and I can then share that, because I thought it was it's jaw-droppingly simple. So yes. So that's that. And then the last piece of, I say the last piece, the last of the flowers. And then we can make our little container. Oh, I've got to do the envelope for this. Where's my, where did I, oh, there it is. Can't see it for looking. Up in the north. Well, you're quite far north, aren't you? I mean, no, not that. No, you're not that far north. You're near Glasgow. You're on the Fife. You're opposite Helensburgh, because we've had that conversation. I'm just losing my brain, I think. So, yes, it was one of those ironies for those of you who don't know this story. So Margaret, bless her, joined my team. Gosh, you've been with me 2 years now, I think. And when we were chatting about, you know, how she got hold of me and stuff, and, you know, I looked at where she lived. She lives no distance from where my family used to live. I mean, I'm going back a century, probably. She's one side of the river, Clyde, that's the river, and the family lived the other side of the river. Small world. Just ridiculous. Ridiculously small world. Right, so actually this could go either way, because I've actually managed to cut a piece of paper straight for a change. Which means I must have cut it for something in particular. What I tend to do, and I do this particularly for my coloured cardstock, and you may think I'm completely mad, and maybe I am. I either, if I want a piece of cardstock and it's just a sort of scrap piece, I generally cut it with my scissors rather than my trimmer, and I deliberately cut it crooked, because I was finding that if I cut a, in inverted commas, straight line, I couldn't tell whether it was actually straight or just looked a bit straight, and I ended up with very odd card bases. So I now deliberately go at some point. Right, so these are our note cards, which, how quick was that? I mean, that was, what, 15 minutes from start to finish? And I accept that I had done the colouring before, but those are our 4 note cards. And then we want something to put them in, because we want this to be a pretty for someone. So I have here a piece of Magnolia Lane paper. It's cut at 8 inches wide and it's the full length. Now I've got to remember the measurements. So the first thing we need to do is to grab our either simply scored or trimmer, and let me just get this right. Score it at 4 inches, so down the middle, just straight down the middle. Then at, I want to say 3 1/4. I'm going to just very quickly check, because I wouldn't want it to be wrong. Yes, it is. It's 3 1/4. I have a dummy off that way. So 3 1/4, and the other end also at 3 1/4. So that is all our scoring with our trimmer. Then turn it over, and I do find that it is easier to see the score lines if you fold just gently. Hi, Dot! You're going to take this edge and fold it so that it's just inside the score line that you've made. So don't go all the way to the score line, because it's going to get bulky if you do. And then the same over here, but I mean a hair of a smidge away from the score line. So that's that. And that. And that, and then you fold your ends in like that, and you fold it in half, and you reinforce everything with your bone folder, because you've got quite a lot of bulk in there. And that is your little container. And then you pop 2 of your cards in here, which I might put them in envelope side first because that's a bit thinner. And your other 2 in here. And you've got, possibly don't use dimensionals on your cards. Let's just pull them out a wee bit. There we go. And you've got your little holder. Genius! Absolute genius. So let me see if I've got any of the ribbon that went with Magnolia Lane left. I don't know that I have. I think I used it all. I've got some of the twine, but I don't think I've got the ribbon. No, I obviously liked it because I've used it all. Okay, that's fine. We will use, will that work? Just, I'll make it work. So we'll use some of this. So all you need to do is basically pop something round to tie it together. So you want a reasonable length of ribbon. I think this was from the Autumn Winter catalogue. Can't remember. Cannot remember. Now I'm going to do this kind of the wrong way round. I mean, it's not the wrong way round, but it's sort of the wrong way round. So I'm going to get my ends even. Make sure I haven't got a kink in my ribbon, because you don't want a kink in your ribbon. Tie your bow. Or whatever closure you decide you're going to have. But a bow works really easily and really well. And then, in true Blue Peter fashion, I haven't prepared all of it earlier, but I've got a magnolia. So I thought we could very quickly colour that in. And then that I'm going to stick on the front with dimensionals. And then we've got a lovely little gift set. So just some So Saffron in the middle. I don't, you know, for these sorts of things, I actually think less precision is better, because we're dealing with something that's in nature, and nature is not known for precision. So why make life difficult for yourself by being precise? Just my theory. I think there might be a shadow there and possibly there. So yes. And let's face it, if it doesn't work, what's the harm? It's only a piece of paper. Piece of paper, some ink. That's all we're talking about. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't work, but it does. So I do sometimes think that, particularly for these sort of images, just going for it is better than spending hours. Having said that, I'm in the process of making some special cards, and I am spending an age on them because I am hand colouring each of them. So I'm really sorry if this scares anyone, but you know, it's going to be fine. I might come in with a bit more dark So Saffron, actually. That's a bit pale. That's better. Really lovely set. It is really, it's a lovely idea. I would love to claim it as my own, but it's not. So the tearing is not mine. It's from New Zealand. And as I say, I will find that, or try and find that video. Again, it's on YouTube. I want to say it's the Sunny Stamper, or Stamp Sunny, or Stamp Happy, Happy Stamping, something like that, NZ. But I honestly can't remember. was going to say I have chemo brain. I don't. I had chemo brain, but not for a while. Not for about 8 years. I've got quarantine or COVID brain, and I haven't had COVID, not that either. I've got lockdown brain. That's what I mean. So you see what I mean by who says I was scribbling? You know, it's just do it. So that's that. All I need now is some dimensionals. Now let's just see how this is going to go, because I don't really want dimensionals there. So I can go, so if I use that as my guide space, so I want to come up from the bit that doesn't have leaves. I know what I mean. That should be more than enough. You could put a small one on the stalk as well if you want, but... So this would, if any of you are demonstrators, she says, knowing that quite a few of you are, this would make quite a good card kit to go. I have to think about that myself. I had it that way, didn't I? So yes, it would make quite a nice card kit to go while we're in lockdown, because it's really easy to put together, and people can use whatever stamps they've got. So haven't we all got lockdown brain? Well, I certainly have. So anyway, so that's that. So that's that project done. Now, here's another one that I've nicked from somebody else. Why reinvent the wheel, I say. Right, I'm going to bring out my... Is it going to work with that? Yes. My mini trimmer, which I know is not available anymore, because it was only available as a demonstrator before Celebration, or as a new demonstrator as part of Celebration, but hey. So, scrappy strips. Bruno Bertucci has pretty much trademarked this. I'm just going to cut that at an angle first. The scrappy strip technique. I'm actually going to trim this down a wee bit. Let's trim it down on a straight edge, shall we? Because I didn't need the pieces to be that long. And it's much easier with this trimmer to have a piece that is smaller than 6 inches width. So this is the Dino Raw paper. Hated it. Don't have children. Might be the problem. And I'm just going to chop a piece off. So yes, this is the Dino Raw paper. And I'm going to see if I can make it not look like dinosaurs. And this is not an original idea either. I'm a sponge. I just nick everybody else's ideas. Why reinvent the wheel? That's what I say. But I do like to then share the ideas and, of course, credit the person who shared them with me. I think we can just about get away with eggs as not looking like dinosaurs. This is a fantastic way of using up lots of scraps. So, yeah, love this piece. That's probably still going to be too long. Yep. This is about the only pattern I actually liked in the paper. But you know me, gotta have it all. Why have some of it when you can have all of it? Thank heavens for the discount, that's all I can say. Oops. So yes, I'm in a... Oops, didn't really want to take that out. I'm in a bit of a using up of scraps. I don't think I can get away with that one. let's see if I've got enough. So I'm going for... hi Jane. I'm going for 2 of the retiring in colours. So I've got Pineapple Punch and Lovely Lipstick. And I've cut my Pineapple Punch, one of my Pineapple Punch pieces, slightly smaller than I would normally. It's just under 3 3/4 by 5.5. I will try and remember to put the measurements on my website when this goes live there. Right, I'm going to grab a silicone mat and unbury my snail. And just... Now, the reason... There are 2 ways of doing this. So, if you want your background to show, then you need to use the same background, same card for your piece that you're going to put this on as your mat. If you don't mind, if you're going to, my brain, if you're going to butt them right up, it really doesn't matter what colour this is. I would say just pick the white or vanilla that is the paper pack backing, because they're all either Whisper White or Very Vanilla. Ooh. Note to self, don't use a mat that's got glue on the back. Note to self, no glue, keep clean. I like to have one that's clean. Also got glue on the back. Good grief. It would appear that it's time that I cleaned my silicone mats. Right. Okay, so yes, you can butt them right up or not. I thought this one we would not. So, as I say, this is not a new technique at all, but I like it. And that's all that matters, really. And I thought it would be a fun way of using up some of my designer series paper before it actually retires. And to prove to myself as much as anyone that Dino Raw paper doesn't have to be dinosaurs. Now you can do this with coloured card as well. So you could take the whole of a card, no, for crying out loud, the whole of a colour family and just use up any scraps you've got for that. That would be quite a useful thing to do with them, because we all get these little scraps and we do all need to have something to do with them and not just put them in the bin. Let's go for this one. I haven't had this one for a while. And you literally just build up your pattern. Let's go dark. Now, of course, if you don't care whether you've got dinosaurs on your card, which I do, you can use the other side as well. But I just, didn't want dinosaurs all over my card. Love children, couldn't eat a whole one. And let's pop some more eggs. Is that going to be big enough? Dum-de-dum. No, I think we'll use this one because I want this to be the last piece. And then we are pretty much done for the day. Apart from, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of something. Right, so that's all our bits, so we don't need these. So you can see you don't actually need that many bits, just a couple of scraps from each of the patterns. And if you're using both sides of the paper, then that's even better. And then, now you can use your guillotine for this, but if I haven't buried them completely, I actually, which I have of course, I like to use my snips. I also like to use my snips that I have put to one side specially so that they don't get sticky. So when I find those, I will know where they are. I had them last week and somewhere along the line they have just disappeared. But, you know. But cutting paper away from a piece of card is not that difficult. It also means you're not going to get your guillotine all gooey. All you do is make sure that you run this blade against this. So pop it against the card and just cut. It takes a bit of practice, but once you've got it, it's pretty easy. A bit like my fussy cutting thing. I know it's my mantra at the moment. Fussy cutting is easy, just practice. And I'm just going to trim that off because it is sticking out. You may not be able to see it, but I can. Hello, Ruth. Hi, Marilyn. Marilyn, I need your address because you won one of the prizes a couple of weeks ago and I don't have your address. So if you could drop me an email with it, please, that would be super splendid. Right. So let's pop that to one side and note to self to clean. Then bring in my actual mat, and then when you put one piece on top of the other, it almost looks like you've cut these the right size for matting. So liquid adhesive. Now if you've got any bits, which I know I have because I've just caught my finger on one, if you've got any bits that are not fully stuck down, you can always just squidge a bit more adhesive in. I would suggest liquid adhesive if that is the case. So that's that. Now before I go, that's what I want. That's what I want. Some of that. So yes, we're going to tie it all in. Right, okay. Glue dot. So pop a glue dot on your ribbon. And then this is where the grid paper is wonderful because you can line up straight, find where your end is going to be. And we do sell grid paper, so if you need grid paper, online store is your friend. In fact, I even think it's one of the things I've got in my Facebook online store, as in you can just click on it. And then that goes round the back, so that's that. And then we need a sentiment, so that's not quite right. Bear with me one moment while I see what I've got on my desk. That we can use. Sorry, I'm just reading to see what I've got that we can use. Far apart but close at heart seems appropriate, doesn't it? Far apart. That one. Far apart but close at heart. Oh, sorry, I just had a thought. It's going to be painful, sorry. Or as they say, sorry, not sorry. Right, scrap. Ooh, and I've just had another thought. May not work, but I have had a thought, but it may not work. So that's that. Have I got... Don't you love that I'm just making this up as we go along? Yes, I have, Basil. Right, I need my guillotine. Actually, no, I think I'll use my trimmer for this. This may or may not be a good thing to have thought about. We'll find out in a minute. Okay, so this is not straight. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure I cut it straight. And I do that by lining up the words on one of the straight edges in the trimmer. and preferably not with the scoring blade, cut. So that should now be straight. And then what I want is it going to work? It's going to work. So that's a 1/2 inch piece. It may or may not work. Don't know if it's going to work or not yet. And then this I'm going to cut at 3/4 and new punch. Your sessions are probably under the behind the yes, Audrey, absolutely, that's where everything is. Right, so this is the new punch that I can't remember what it's called. I'll have a look in a minute. But basically you can make lots of different ends. So I'm hoping that yeah, it's working. Don't you love it when things work? That's not going to work because that's gone crooked. This is the only thing. You do need longer pieces or turn over your punch. So that's that. And then that will sit nicely on there. So I need this to be about that long. And then this goes in there, and I need it to be straight, which it pretty much is. And punch. Come on. And as if by magic, Shazam! Love it! So, don't you love that I've got all this rubbish on my desk now? So let's pop a little bit of that there and pop that there, and then that can have my thingamajigs is definitely underneath my whatchamacallit. There they are. Couple of dimensionals. And then with this bit of ribbon, we can tie a 1/2 knot. Let's not waste all of it. Probably want that there. Trim our ends with our now sticky scissors, and then, oh, I cut it that way. Oh well, that's fine, it can go that way. That's not a problem, we can have it as a side opening card, it's fine. And a scribble of adhesive. I do like to make sure that I go round my ribbon and reasonably close to it, just in case. But yes, a tent-fold card would probably have been better, but I really wasn't thinking at the time when I was planning this. And there we are. Don't you love that punch? So pretty. Hello, Karen, who has shared. Thank you very much. Yes, do remember that if you... I knew you would pull... Yes, it was never going to end up there. So, yes, do remember, if you share the video, you have a chance of winning this week's giveaway. So it is sort of giveaway time. Let's just do a quick recap. So this was the little note card gift box thing we made with 4 note cards in. As I say, possibly don't put dimensionals on your note cards. Then it will close easier. Just a thought. And then the Bertucci Scrappy Strips technique. As I say, I will try and find the videos that I borrowed, the 2 techniques that I used for the note cards and the case. I will try and find those and pop them onto my website with the YouTube version of this video. But we need to do giveaways. So this is the giveaway from the 5th of May, and it's the Sending You Thoughts Celebration stamp set. It's red rubber, it's lovely. And the magic cup is here. So let's see who our lucky winner is. It's Nora Kelly again. Well done, Nora. Oh, well, I can send both of those off to you in the same pack. So that's kind of useful because I know your address. So I will pop those in the post for you. Today's giveaway is another celebration item, which I think was much maligned, but I loved it. So it's the Baker's Twine and Sequin Combo Pack, and the colours are Bermuda Bay, So Saffron, and Grapefruit Grove. I mean, masses of lovely sequins. It goes really well with the retiring birthday bonanza, but anything that is in these colours would work perfectly. Oh, I was going to let you know what the punch was called. I can't show you the inside of the catalogue yet. If you've got the inside of the catalogue, or if you've got the catalogue rather, you will find it on page 169. It's called the Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. And it goes with the Lovely You stamp set, which has got all these lovely sentiments and some little flowery things. So that comes as a bundle, and of course therefore saves 10%, because that's what you get when you have a bundle. Do remember that other than the spring-summer bundles, anything in the annual catalogue that is a bundle at the moment won't be come the new catalogue. Some, and I don't think it's all, but some of the bundles from the spring-summer catalogue are carrying over as bundles, which is unheard of, but they are, so bear that in mind. And I was going to give you a sneak peek of something that is coming today on my website. So it's going live in 55 minutes on my website, and it's the Spot Challenge. You may remember that I'm part of the Spot Challenge design team, and this week we have got a sketch. The only prerequisite with the sketch is that it has to be a square card, but other than that you can move things around a little bit. So I've got a 6x6 square card, complete with liner. Whoa. And this uses it's going to be my favourite stamp set in the catalogue, can't think why. Celebrate Sunflowers! Because my team is called the Sparkling Sunflowers. So this, I don't know if it's going to pick up on camera, is about as sparkly as I can get it. So I've used gold embossing powder, and then I've watercoloured with re-inkers and an aqua painter, and I put some champagne mist in with my re-inkers, and I've got champagne mist on these pieces as well. I don't know if it picks up on camera, but anyway, and this is the old world paper 3D embossing folder in the back. I love it. But yes, celebrate sunflowers, and I've not even sold $1 million of stuff, so it's not actually my stamp set. But it's perfect. So you get dies to cut out the sunflower, both the small and the large sunflower, the leaves. You can get this goes over this sunflower, or just cut it out separately. And then these are the bits of filigree that I've used on the card. So yes, do have a go at that, because we love to see all your entries. It's a really easy sketch. So yeah, so that's it for today. Do remember, if you share this, that you'll be entered in to win the Baker's Twine and Sequin combo pack in 2 weeks' time. You can share it on YouTube and on Facebook. If you share it on both, you get 2 entries. And if you are not in the UK, then if you do win, I will be in contact and we'll talk about sending a digital prize instead. So it'll be one of my tutorial bundles or something like that. Thank goodness they have a new sunflower set. I know. I was heartbroken when Painted Harvest was on the retirement list, and then I saw Celebrate Sunflowers. So I was happy again, and I will never part with it until they replace it with another sunflower set. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. As I say, this will go live on my YouTube channel. I say live, this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel probably on Thursday. I've got an in-colour comparison that I'll be sharing probably later today. And it's going to be showing the colours against existing or older colours to see where they fit. And yeah, lots of exciting things coming up. So if you are already a customer, your catalogue is on its way to you. I posted them yesterday, as I said, and I know some of them have already arrived. So whoa, well done, Royal Mail. I only posted them at 3:30 yesterday, so I'm staggered that some have already arrived, but yay! And yes, I've got some really exciting things in that catalogue for you, some flyers for some really exciting things. I will start to share paper share information probably at the back end of this week, and it's paper and ribbon share and a combo, and an online party, and all sorts of excitement for the new catalogue. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm procrastinating. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!